Okay, this is part 3 of my musculoskeletal assessment. I'm going to work a little bit backwards and start with the feet and the ankles. We already had assessed the gait when he was walking at the beginning of the video. His gait was smooth and balanced. And I'm going to have you stand up for just a second for me, and I'm going to take a look at your longitudinal arches. Okay. The arches are midline, and he's bearing weight with those evenly. And you can go ahead and take your seat again. And we're going to do just where I assess the skin, and color is uniform throughout. I don't see any swelling or anything like that. As far as temperature goes, temperature is uniform throughout and warm. And have you noticed any like heat, pain, or tenderness in any of the joints or muscles of your feet or ankles?
No.
Okay. I am going to palpate the Achilles tendon. Should be free from heat, tenderness, or swelling. I'm going to do both of those. I feel the same on both sides. And the anterior surface of the ankle, the medial malleolus, and the lateral. Just compressing the foot. And then the metatarsal phalangeal joints, I'm going to feel those. Any tenderness or pain?
No.
Can I even see what I'm doing?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to have you do some flexion, okay, and then extension, okay, and have you kind of doing inversion where they're gonna, nope, that's inversion and eversion back out, and then I'm going to have you bring toes in and out. And you're going to bend your toes up and then back up. Perfect. Okay. And was there any tenderness or any pain with any of those? Okay. And then I'm going to give a little bit of resistance. I'm going to have you bend this foot up for me. Perfect. And then the same over here. Perfect. And that should be it for the feet and the ankles. I'm going to move on to the legs and the knees. I'm going to have you stand up. And I'm going to need to see your knees. And then your feet just kind of want to be perfect. Wonderful. Let me feel it of these here. I'm just taking a look at those. I don't see any obvious differences, any swelling and feeling of those. I didn't feel any nodules. I'm going to have you do some range of motion, and then we'll do some resistance with those.
Okay.
I'll have you turn to the side so that they can see. You're going to take one leg, and you're going to bend it just back so that your heel comes up. And let me see that. And down. And then with the other one. And down. And you're going to possibly need to have some help, but I'm going to have you where you can bring it forward too. Okay, and the other side. And you don't want it to be like bending at the hips, but it's going to be like a range of motion with the actual knee itself.
So instead
of hip, it's just knee. Yeah, okay. Perfect. And then I'm going to have you flex with a little bit of resistance. I will try not to knock you down.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, perfect. And then with this one. Perfect. And then I can have you lay down, and we will do the hips and looking at the last part of the knee.
Okay.
And also look at the knee where there's supine. See any differences there? Going to check the hips for stability. For stability, any tenderness, any crepitus, anything like that as you move the hips.
No.
Okay. I will do flexion. First, you will take one of these legs, and you're going to bring it just straight up, like a 180. Perfect. And down. And then you're going to do the other leg the same way. Perfect. And down. We'll do that with a little bit of resistance. Up. Okay. And down. And then up. And down. Okay. Perfect. And we will do that also with bringing your knee up towards your chest. And down. And the same with the other. And down. And then bring it back up, and I'm just going to apply some pressure. Perfect. And down. And then with the other. Perfect. Wonderful. And now I am going to do one side at a time because you're going to have to turn around here in a second. We're going to do the abduction where you take the leg and the hip away from the body. Perfect. But you want to just kind of leave the heel.
Oh, leave the heel up.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. And then you're also going to take it kindly across the body. Wonderful. And we'll do that again with resistance. Yeah. Okay. And then you're going to, honey, slow down.
Sorry.
And you're going to bring it in. Perfect. Okay. And then we're going to do internal rotation. You're going to take, like, just bend the knee and, like, turn it in. Perfect. And then the external, you're just going to kind of bring your knee up and out. Wonderful. Perfect. And now we're going to do the other side. So I will have you around. And we already did the flexion. So we're moving on to the abduction and the adduction for this side. So you're going to do the same with this one for the abduction away. And then the adduction is going to go towards the midline. Okay, perfect. And then with some resistance. And resistance. Towards the midline. Okay, thank you. And then you're going to do the internal and the external rotation. Perfect. Wonderful. Okay, and then the last part I'm going to have you do is where you're going to turn over on your belly.
Okay. And
you're going to be raising. That was me. And, can I see?
I can turn around the other way.
Nah. Okay. You're going to raise one leg. Perfect. And then you're going to raise the other one. Okay, perfect. And then going to do that with a little bit of resistance. Okay. And wonderful. All right. So that was the hips, and legs, and the feet and the ankles. That should conclude the musculoskeletal assessment.